Our next story is about how a tiny mistake in a bakery ended up burning down the whole of London. Best bake-off episode ever. Tom Rosenthal drank 3 pints of lager and the best part of a bottle of whiskey before trying his damnedest to remember what happened.
I'm going to tell you about one of the greatest disasters in British history that could have been prevented if one man just did his job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Great Fire of London. 2nd of September, a baker called Thomas Fariner went to bed. They all said the oven was off. It ain't off. The oven is fucking on. And the fire starts because they left the oven on, right? His house burnt down. Bam. Bakery gone. All the houses next to him, bam. Because it was a hot September. It was windy. Pudding Lane, it's just up. Okay, and, okay, I'll tell you what happens, right, is the mayor, Bloodworth, his little mate, his little servant man, is like, oi, Bloodworth, sorry to wake you up and shit, but there's a fire. There's quite a big fire going on in the city that you're responsible for. And Bloodworth's like, oh, mate, I don't give a shit. It's my 46th birthday, and you're waking me up. Is it a surprise birthday fire? And he's like, no, you got to go down Pudding Lane. There's a fire kicking off. And Bloodworth's like, oh, you're kidding me, man. So Bloodworth rocks down to Pudding Lane, and he's like, this is bullshit. I don't care about this. This is a little, like, flicker. This is like a candle to me. And then he says this immortal quote. He says to the firefighters, this isn't a fire. A woman could piss it out. He says that, which I find offensive because first off, it's underestimating the strength of the Great Fire of London, but secondly, it's misogynistic. It suggests that a woman's piss is less powerful than a man's piss, and ultimately we all piss the same. And the firefighters are like, no, Bloodworth, seriously, this is a serious fire. London's going to go up if you don't do something. Bloodworth says to the firefighters, just use your little pistols, like, use your little things. And they're like, Bloodworth, you're a fucking idiot. Seriously, this ain't gonna put the fire out. And he's like, I don't give a shit about the fire. And the firefighters are like, honestly, Bloodworth, we need a decision. Should we pull the houses down around the fires? Because it will stop the fire from spreading. And he's like, oh, fuck you, I'm going back to bed. So he goes back to bed. This is weird. This is really weird. You're just all accessories to this. You're just basically illegal what you're doing. You're just filming this. I'm like a monkey or something. I'll stop. So that's the end of that take. Great take, guys. Great take. Nailed it. On the other side of London, Samuel Pepys is keeping a diary. Now, cheeky little peephole, he is the chief secretary to the Admiral of the Navy. And he is, sorry, excuse me. He writes that he woke up at about 3 a.m. He has a little gander and he's like, oh, cheeky fire going on over there. But he's fine. He's like, Peephole reckons the fire ain't gonna touch him. You know, and so he just writes down in his diary as like a little sub-note, yeah, cheeky fire. There's a cheeky fire going on, full stop. And then he closes the old diary, he goes back to bed, he can't be asked. But then, 7 a.m, he wakes up, and he's like, whoa, this fire's got balls. This fire be kicking off, boy. This is getting hot. And my city, LDN, is on fire.